Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, subscribe is the vibe. Your boys on the road to 4K humbly. Yo, we got NBA legends who were scared of Michael Jordan, bro. Every single time I upload an MJ video, I think MJ fans are about as undefeated as I would think LeBron James fans are, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't say nothing about Mike without 100 dudes ready to pull up and type away. These are the toughest Texans I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy too, because everybody wants to emphasize on how scared of Mike everybody was. Like, people were afraid of the fact that he was a bucket, that he was a competitor, or he's coming to drop 40 and drop 50. And there've been players along the years that kind of brought that same kind of element. In today's day, the argument you often hear is people say like, well, nobody feared LeBron. No one's afraid of LeBron. How can he be the greatest of time? Nobody fears him. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm being sarcastic. But the NBA is completely soft. If you look at the best players in the league right now, I don't think anybody really fears anyone. And one of the main reasons I think people don't fear players anymore is because the rules. The rules don't let nobody fight no more. The rules don't let you throw elbows. The rules don't let you hand check. Like, let's think about it. Who are some of the best players in the league right now? You got LeBron James, you got your Steph Curry's of the world, you got your Joel Embiid. I mean, think about it. The most dominant big is Joker, and the man plays no defense, right? Like, so who's really afraid of anybody that plays ball in this era? I really don't think anybody fears anybody. But oftentimes I hear you little MJ lovers quick to tell me, oh, ain't nobody fear LeBron like they feared Mike. Well, today we're gonna react to the legends who were scared of Michael Jordan, and I'm gonna see personally what they had to say about having to deal with that ball man from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So hit the like and subscribe button, and we're gonna get right into it, man.
Don't try to talk trash to him. So they're getting off the bus. We're done with shoot around, and we're walking out, and MJ says, B. Scott, what's going on? I said, what's up, MJ? He said, man, I hear that you're not playing tonight. I said, no, I sprained my ankle. He said, who's guarding me? I said, Anthony Peeler. He said, oh, 50.
Damn.
So I told Anthony Peeler, listen,
damn.
MJ, he's probably gonna go for about 50 tonight on you. So just don't piss him off. You know, just be cool. He ended up with 54.
Experience was totally different than these guys because I was a late second round pick. I didn't know if I was going to make the league. I was on a non-guaranteed contract, and I'll never forget one of my first exhibition games. We played the Bulls, and I was just trying to make the roster. And I'll
say this about Steve Kerr. I will always have respect for Steve Kerr for standing up to MJ bullying him during, what was it, that a practice session when he punched Mike in the, like, I think Mike punched him in the mouth and he stood up to him and tried to do something to Mike. I don't remember the fight per se, but you hear around NBA locker rooms and legends who were there, like and other players who played who vowed by this story that, was it Mike that punched him in the face, but Steve Kerr stood up to him? I was just like, I don't know. I gained a new level of respect for Steve Kerr when I heard about that story, but we're going to carry on.
Jordan gets the ball right in front of our bench. And I'm already scared to death. Like, God, I hope I don't get into this game. I'm not ready for this stuff. And he holds the ball out. He holds the ball out, and he looks right at me. And I'm on the bench, just kind of like, he holds the ball out, and he goes, watch this. And he turns. He went right around Dan Marley, bam, dunks it, looks back at our bench, and just starts laughing. And I'm looking like, there's no way in hell I can ever make this.
Now I really don't want to. I thought he looked at you and said, 10 years from now, I'm going to throw this to you.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. He just had this charisma on top of all the gifts and skills and mentally, you know, how great he is. I mean, playing against him, the one thing that I think that he was unlike any other player I've ever played against is that there was a real fear playing against him. Like people, I've never seen like the league be kind of fearful of a player or have them.
I was thinking too, did Steve Nash ever play against Mike? I was trying to think back to the last game I could remember where I seen that, but no, apparently he did.
Reverence for a player, no matter who has come since then. You know, that was a different feeling when you're playing Mike because you just knew, you know, like there was such a seriousness and competitiveness and fire in him, and you know, there was a fear with how that was going to manifest itself potentially on any given night. So he was. I mean, where do you want to start and where do you want to finish with him? He was everything.
Bro, and that's the thing I don't understand about today's NBA, where you watching these players today sit out, miss half the season. Oh, I got a knee cramp, I can't play. And these guys pull up with the flies, Louis Vuitton outfits, and they're just street clothes, bro. I don't understand today's NBA. You grew up watching this man. Know what I mean? You grew up rocking this man's sneakers. You saw what he embodied, and the moments in which he took over and became legendary. For you guys to look up to this man and then come into this league with this soft shit, plays in today's league, ain't playing with a sprained thumb, son. There's always a story. I'm like, yo, bro, you have an opportunity to be great every single time you step on the court. You know what I mean? Man, this league, I'm telling you, this generation of basketball is soft.
Look at that big. Back to 1993, his first trip to Chicago.
Oh.
And
that's a charge. Oh, that's barbecue chicken.
29 and 24.
Barbecue chicken alert.
That's a big
for
number.
Shaq, 64 for MJ.
They got 64.
64 what?
Like
combined with rebounds, points.
No.
64 points.
And you know what? Since the statute of limitations is
And Orlando won the game in overtime.
What? Since the statute of limitations is up, I was terrified out there.
Were you really?
Yeah.
You were scared of MJ?
Yeah.
You gave
For
him
how
20?
long? For how long? Right when you took the floor?
No, the whole game. Because one, he's the greatest player. Two, I was worried about him dunking on me and I have to go back and, face the fellas. And then three, he was just so hot. I was like, man, this dude, like, the stuff that I saw when I was in college on TV, it's like really real. I was terrified. I mean, but, when I got the ball and saw those bums they had playing me, I was going to go to work. Bums.
Come on.
Bums, you hear what I said?
Shaq ain't never have no filter, y'all.
Just watching him out there, I was terrified.
And he had the fifth passing lane. And what I mean by the fifth passing lane, I mean, we was just all scared of Jordan. So, I mean, that, when you show me against him, yeah, I get a little hot. But I couldn't stop Jordan. I mean, I'm looking at the highlights of Jordan. And, every single time we double team Jordan down court, but he still averaged, his regular season average against the Pistons was 37.5.
Good grief.
And then some nights he would get hot, Q.
Sound like Braun versus Toronto.
But Mike is a whole different thing. So I had to guard them both, and it's not even like Mike. Let me go to sleep tonight, chill,
Who this?
rest the next day. Let me stay focused. Let me eat the right things.
Yeah.
Kobe, not saying that you had to switch it up, but I didn't have that fear.
Yeah.
Mike would have, you better bring your game. I could
You
go
and
for
Mike in
50
his
tonight.
prime.
Oh yeah, Mike in his prime. We went at it toe to toe, head to head.
I know,
loved me.
yeah, of course.
Mike was like, man, you never back down. You strong.
Y'all gotta let me know in the
I
comment section
love
who
you.
this is.
Yeah.
Scotty put me in his all-star games. Him and Mike loved me, as far as
That's
where I
amazing.
used to come. But Mike is the best player in the world ever. LeBron, Kobe, nobody can fade that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
In Orlando first, and
Fair
I'm
enough.
blocking his shot. Like, I'm locking him up. Like,
Oh.
I'm doing my thing again. I blocked his shot like 3 or 4 times.
Oh.
Like, I'm having my way against him defensively. Now, granted, he's 40 years old, but I'm feeling good about myself. So, fast forward a month later, we're in D.C. My ankle, we go to the doctor in Baltimore, and basically he tells me I'm done. Like, my ankle's, once again, it's not healed, it's broken, I have to have surgery. But I wanted to play against Jordan one last time. And so we're playing the Wizards. It's a TNT game.
Wait,
Thursday
don't you
night.
want to go out where you dominate him and you're blocking his
I'm
shots?
just thinking, my ego. Like, I'm thinking,
okay.
I had him the last game. I don't need this left ankle. Just give me some.
I only need
Motrin.
one ankle.
Give me a bunch of Motrin. I'm
Okay.
gonna go out here. And when I tell you, he torched me in that first quarter. Like, literally, he gave me 20 points in the first quarter on the same play. Like, he just ran the same play every time and did this, and I could not guard him. And so, literally, I checked out of the game at the end of the first quarter, and I didn't even go to the bed. I just walked back to the locker room. Like, I was done. Like, literally had surgery like a couple days later, but it was like I wanted to guard Jordan one last time. And you're right, I shouldn't have. I should have just let that go.
Did he know you were a wounded animal?
He probably did, because he went at me
And he didn't
the
care.
same move. Like, he didn't do anything different. It was the same move, and I had nothing for him.
Jordan probably had your x-rays in the locker room.
He probably did.
He probably knew exactly.
I'm surprised he didn't send somebody for me to come back out.
People were afraid of him. We were his teammates whom we were afraid of him. And there was just fear.
Catch the ball when I throw it to you. I just threw it to you.
Ignore this guy.
I remember the clip.
He's overplayed.
The fear factor of MJ was so thick.
Yeah, let's not get it wrong. He was a jerk. He crossed the line numerous times. But as time goes on and you think back about what he was actually trying to accomplish, you're like, yeah, he was a hell of a teammate.
He was pushing us all to be better because he wanted to win.
When I was a rookie, my very first game playing against Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Oh. And we had a guy named Greg Minor guarding him. And, it was a little dust up. Greg's playing hard. He's playing, of course, you got to play as hard as you can as MJ.
Right.
It's opening night. My mama at home watching, the kids is watching, everybody watching. So they got in a little scuffle. MJ's going to the free throw line, and he looks at Greg and he says, I should make you take my shoes off. I looked down, I didn't even realize it. I looked down and he got the Jordans on. So I said, oh man, this is my first game ever. I said, this is what I got to look forward to.
You learned a valuable lesson though, right?
Well, obviously I didn't say much to MJ the rest of the night.
That's
right. I didn't want to be on that reel. So that was my welcome to the league
Trash
moment,
talking
even though it wasn't to me,
involving
thank goodness.
you.
We lost game 1 because we were so nervous.
Charles!
But in game 2, I played as well as I could play.
Some people forget how nice of a basketball player Charles Barkley was, yo.
And Michael just outplayed me. That was probably the first time in my life that I felt like there was a better basketball player in the world than me, to be honest with you.
We were playing the Chicago Bulls, and this is Michael Jordan's 3rd or 4th year in.
Okay.
And we were playing an exhibition game in some obscure place. And most veterans do not like to play in exhibition games. They want to get to the real thing. I'm a wide-eyed, energetic rookie, and we're playing this exhibition game, and Michael's going through the motion. And Chuck Person, who's on my team, who's a trash talker as well, is like, can you believe Michael Jordan, the guy everyone's talking about, who's supposed to be able to walk on water, you're out here killing him, Reg. This is in the first half. He's like, you should be talking to him. He's like, you know, you're right, Michael. Who do you think you are? The great Michael Jordan? That's right. There's a new kid on town, right? Kind of looks at me and starts shaking his head. So at half, I have 10, and he has 4 points, right? I'm doing all this talking. He's like, okay. End of the game in the second half, he ended up with 44. And I ended up with 12.
Bruh.
So he outscored me.
Trash, Reggie.
40-2. And as he's walking off,
I
he's
would've
like,
kept that story to
"Be
myself."
Sure, and be careful. You never talk to Black Jesus like that. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Black Jesus.
Story that I think summed the whole thing up.
Yo, some of these
He's playing,
players, bro.
Chicago and Salt Lake, they switched and put John Stockton on it, and he turned around and
Cookies.
dunked on Stockton. So some guy got up and almost followed him down the sideline and said, hey, Jordan, pick on somebody your own size. Next time down the floor, he dunked on Mel Turpin. And went over and looked at the guy and said, was he big enough?
Did you ever get involved in trash talk with Jordan?
Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
I just
bringing me
wondered,
back.
because you don't seem like a trash talking kind of guy
I'm
to
not,
me.
and I never talk trash but one time in my entire life.
With Jordan?
With Jordan.
Oh, all right.
First ever time ever talking trash. So we're with the Dream Team.
Okay.
And for 3 days in a row, we had came into a tie because what Coach Daly did, he split the team up East versus West. So Barkley, Jordan, Larry Bird, Pippen, and Patrick Ewing all played in the East.
Wow.
And then we had the West guys, myself, David Robinson, Malone, Mullen, Drexler, and John Stockton. So we would play every day, tie. So this is the 4th day. And we got out on them about 12-2. And I said, Jimmy, his eyes got big. Usually that tongue come about right here, now it's way out. He broke the huddle, he hit a 3 and he's looking at me. So he came down again, hit another 3. So the greatest shot, now I've been involved in all 3 of them. First, Dr. J walked out in air, out of bounds.
Oh, yeah,
Reverse layup, under.
Right.
Michael Jordan in 1991 came down on us with the right hand, tongue out. He switched in midair to the left.
I saw that one.
That one was against the glass. Now this is the greatest shot I've seen. He came down the right side, took off. David Robinson took off. And he said, okay, I'm gonna just sit here in air. Because I know David Robinson is gonna go down. So David Robinson went to the ground. He 360, tongue moving, and dunked it.
In a practice game.
In a practice game. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was just stunned, and all of us were stunned to see him hang in the air that long and 360. Michael Jordan is so incredible. There'll never be.
The moral is you should not talk trash to Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Thank
you. You say 360, you mean like it was like full Like this, all the way?
It's crazy because I'm gonna keep it a bean, son. Players don't fear players nowadays. Like, the league ain't just cut like that. And a lot of times, it's often because a lot of these players are friendly. Everybody follow each other on social media. Everybody liking each other photos. It wasn't like that back in the day, bro. After the game, I didn't see about you unless you had my number. I wasn't able to just go on my phone and then look at your whole family tree on an IG post, like, at all. So these guys were allowed to live, like MJ was allowed to live in this mystical atmosphere where you didn't know what he was up to. He just appeared in the stadium and dropped 50. You know what I mean? But today, I mean, who we got as the toughest players? Like, with that kind of dedication and focus, I mean, outside of Kobe, RIP to Mamba, but he was one of the last of a dying breed, and maybe the closest you could say is maybe Giannis. He's a little cringy at times, but Giannis is, he don't be buddy-buddy with everybody. He ain't afraid to throw elbows and knees, so I don't know. But y'all let me know, man. NBA legends who were scared of Michael Jordan. A lot of y'all were just on y'all knees for this, man. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and ever talk about I was afraid of a man dropping 40. I bet you drop 40, I'm gonna drop 40. Nah, I mean, but nonetheless, I'm gonna holler at you guys in the next video. Mamba out.